Hey guys.
Hey.
Hey.
Now.
Can you hear us? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to start our episode 4 of Behind the MasterMinds. Before we start to introduce our guest today, we're going to announce the winners of
episode 2.
Episode 2, yeah, game.
For Argix Games, and the pocket investigation that you will be winning is the Lovelock Agency.
Ooh.
So good luck.
Okay, so I'm going to...
We're going to announce the winner right now.
Okay.
And
the winner is Alexandra.
Yay! Congratulations, Alexandra.
I'm going to email. You can either email us or we'll contact you if we can find you. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now that we got that out the way, our special guest today, Michelle Yacine from Society of Curiosities. How you guys doing?
Great. How about you?
Good. Just want to make sure the audio is clear going back and forth, and it sounds like it is.
Yeah. Very jealous you're in the beautiful island of Kauai.
Every time we talk to them, we're like, I wish we were there.
Yeah, seriously. She's like, she looks like she just came up.
Yeah, did you just come up?
I just had
No, I'm just pink naturally.
Nice.
But it's humid. It's so humid, so it's probably better where you are.
What time is it over there? Is it in the morning?
It's 9 a.m.
Oh, 9. Wow.
Okay.
No wonder she's like, we're ready for some morning fun.
And we first met Michelle and Yacine when we visited them at their Kauai Escape location in Hawaii, obviously, and we played their game, which was really cool.
Yeah, they have 2 rooms, right? You still have 2 rooms?
Yeah.
Still do.
And
is it back
now?
open? Yeah. Are you guys open it yet?
We're open. The island here has a 14-day mandatory quarantine for everybody who flies in. So there's not a lot of people on the island, so we're at limited capacity, but we're open. So we're seeing a few families come in to see live human beings again.
Right.
That's nice.
Well, if you guys are visiting Kauai or you're there right now, make sure to go check out their games. They have 2 available, and we played one of them, and it was really great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but we're here to talk about...
We're here to talk about Society of Curiosities.
Yeah. So I know you guys have been designers for escape rooms for over 5 years now. Tell us about how you got into the puzzle making industry.
We got in the old-fashioned way by accident. So we played an escape game 5-6 years ago, and we loved it. And so we built one for our friends at home. We have an Airstream trailer, so we built a witch's den just for our friends, and they loved it. So we followed that with a Valentine's Day killer a few months later, and that was a lot of fun. And Michelle thought there might be a market that we may want to go commercial. And
the woman's always right.
What's that?
And the woman's always right.
Yeah, but I didn't think she was right, so I set up a fake website and a fake booking system to prove her wrong. And of course, she was right. Within a couple of weeks, people were trying to book our fake games, and it's kind of how we got into it.
And then, like, previous to that, Yacine grew up playing D&D. So he has huge background in, like, storytelling and design. He even had a D&D blog that won, like, an Emmy at some point. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Emmys, but he has one.
Yeah, awesome. 2007 started the D&D blog, and it grew into thousands of people reading every day, and did a bit of freelance writing for Wizards of the Coast. So that was my earlier game design career.
Wow. Okay. Super humble. He's like, I don't have 1,000 followers.
Yeah, it's just, a couple thousand.
Nice. So, I mean, talk about, like, I know you guys also have, like, a pretty cool romantic story to tell. Like how you guys met. I love that.
That was also an accident.
Also,
I guess as meetings do happen. It took like a hurricane and getting fired from a job and dropping out of college cumulatively for us to meet working at Club Med in the Bahamas.
Oh, together. You're both working at the same time there.
Yes, we arrived within 2 weeks apart together. And I was teaching dance, and you got some light.
I was the salesperson at the boutique on the resort, and funny story. So I had dropped out of college, and my mom was like, if you're not going to do anything, just get out of town. So I applied to work in the Caribbean, and Michelle.
Yeah, I got fired from the Cheesecake Factory. It wasn't my fault. It was because they had so many managers and they didn't get a specific like note I had to be off. And while I was home in Hawaii, someone called me and they're like, "Hey, you're fired. Did you know that?" And I was like,
"Oh my goodness!"
Wow.
So you guys are. It looks like you guys are always living in an island atmosphere. Like,
and FYI, he's from Montreal, and actually, technically, Montreal is also an island.
Technically,
yeah.
Wow.
Like you wanted to escape the cold, probably. And,
yes.
you know, we need to take a note from you and figure out to move to Hawaii or something.
So, like, I wanted to know how many games you played so far, escape games in total.
About 100.
Yeah, we've lost count. Like, we don't log everyone. And we would play a lot more if we didn't live in Hawaii.
Well, what's the craziest, like, longest trip you ever took to be like, I need to go play an escape room?
Definitely Houston.
Yes.
Like that, we actually every other place we've gone because like it's in the area. But then we went specifically to play Strange Bird Immersive, and we actually tried twice to go play theirs. Once we had scheduled to go, and then they were moving locations. So we actually had to reroute our flight to not go to Houston the first time. And the second time we flew in just for a day so we can play their game.
Oh wow. Sounds like something we would do.
Worth it.
Yes.
Well, you know us. We didn't even get to see the beach when we went to visit you guys. How much we love escape.
Yeah. It was like go visit you guys, play your amazing game, get to know you with an interview, and then whatever time is left before we get back to the ship, grab some food and
No, it's amazing. I can't believe you guys took the time to interview us on like in Hawaii. That's dedication.
That was the main reason why we went to Hawaii.
Yeah. Well, back to Society of Curiosity.
Back to you guys, because that's what we're here for. What was your inspiration for creating Society of Curiosities? Like, where did it come from? Like, and what made you want to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we've always wanted to share our games with more people, and being stuck in the middle of the Pacific, we do get a lot of tourists, but it's still a limited audience. So we've been talking about doing something, either opening on the mainland, a physical escape room, or doing something that we can deliver to people. So we've been working or actively researching that market for a couple of years, and we were inspired by the golden age of adventure. So the golden age of piracy, Indiana Jones feeling, archaeology.
Think you might be able to find some real gold on the island there?
No, but part of our research was visiting with Michelle's family friends who are actual treasure hunters in Florida. They live on the Treasure Coast, which is between Jupiter and I forget the other city, but there's a whole fleet of ships that sunk there, and every storm there's gold that washes up on the beach.
Wow.
It's so cool. Like,
so go ahead.
The stories of people who are not even treasure hunters, just walking the beach after a storm and they find stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. The money just falls in the skies for some people. You know?
Or dragged up from the ocean, something like that.
Yeah. I know Yacine is a proud owner of a real coin now. I mean, we have.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is a real fake coin.
Yeah.
We're gifted a couple of real
pieces of eight.
Pieces of eight.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you so much for this stuff. This is amazing. Like, I know you guys can't see the quality in it, but it's the real deal.
Well, talking about this, since you guys were, escape room developers initially, what are the obstacles that you found in terms of creating like a mailer type of game? And being on an island, I'm sure resourcing for these things are very difficult, and to get it on time. Like, what did you feel like the most difficult obstacle would be for that?
Yeah, you kind of called it. Designing for escape rooms is different than designing for a mail order game. Escape rooms, you're able to build props that are really pricey that you build once, that are very custom. When you design for something that is sent out to thousands of people, you can't make those. You have to think about the cost of every single item. And also, you don't have as many physical items as you would in an escape room. Like, we try to include things like the coin you showed, so that you still have that
like wash the papers.
yeah, page, papers, maps. But really, it's a very different genre in a way of how to design.
Yeah, playtesting is also a lot more challenging because you cannot watch people, and in a physical escape game, a lot of locations have an audio and video feed, so you can really see what people do. And even once the game launches in a physical escape room location, it's not uncommon that owners keep tweaking because they watch games and they watch hundreds, sometimes thousands of games, and if something isn't perfect, you have a chance to fix it. But a play-at-home game, that feedback loop is a lot shorter, so the challenge of getting everything right is it's a lot more difficult.
Right, so you're really banking on their feedback, like I guess whatever they're telling you, as opposed to visually watching how they like maneuver or figure things out.
Yeah, and we also, in an escape room, you always have a game master that if people come up with really unique solutions, the game master can step in or do something to get them back on track to kind of make sure the game is flowing in an optimal way.
Right.
However, when the games are in other people's hands, we don't have a say on how they play. Like, there's hints to help them. There's some characters that might nudge you along, but it's hands off. Like, we're not in there with the people. So you really have to be so much more controlled in how you design a game for an optimal experience.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you guys beta test this type of stuff? Because you can beta test escape rooms, obviously, with people trying to play their games, but this is a little bit difficult because then you have to, once you send it out, it's kind of like I can't really do any tweaking.
Yes, so we playtest on our 4 friends when we start the playtesting process.
What are friends for?
Yeah, so any game that includes puzzles, it's not going to be right on the first try. Some puzzles were great, some puzzles are too easy, some puzzles feels like the player's trying to just read your mind, which is impossible. So we start with our friends who love us and will forgive us. And then once we're done with our friends, we'll recruit people from the escape room community on Kauai, give them physical props in person. So then, and then we have video chats with them. So we watch them play the game. We just fade into the background and listen to how they think. So if they think something logical that does not lead them to the right answer, we can tweak the game. We want to take that out of the game and make sure that logical lines of inquiry are rewarded.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the thing that we love about your game is the personal touch to it. So like every single item that comes, it feels like you actually, I'm pretty sure you did, like hand wash or like, import, like put wax on that. I've seen like some pictures of you seeing super happy, like, I'm done. 100 or 200 of these are going out today. And then I'm going to have a drink on the beach.
Exactly. Yeah, we really try to do that personal touch. And designing for the game, like everything has to fit the theme of the game that we're doing. So that's really important to us. But going back to playtesting, we've actually started doing something a little different. So we've started to structure all of our games so they're in, we're calling them chapters or episodes. So every single adventure comes with 3 different episodes. Because if you play it in one go, you probably did play yours in one go. It's a couple hours. It could be a little too much. Yeah. So shift it a little bit. So now every game comes with 3 episodes with distinct stopping points. So that way you might have 3 game nights instead of 1. And we've actually started to play test single episodes on people. So that way they don't have 3 hours plus of kind of a not perfect, exhausting game. And we can torture them with one game on playtesting, 1 segment, and then we can give them the rest that's all nice and fine-tuned. So that way, at least the people get a better experience than just playing the whole thing and suffering. Because it's truly, I don't know why they playtest with us, because it's painful. Like it's a blow to the ego, even though it shouldn't be, because it's not them, it's us. It's just our games always have to be tweaked and refined to make it play the way we want it to play.
One of our recent playtests, a friend of mine wrote a friend of his into the playtest, and it was not going swimmingly, and I was like stressed, sweating, like just feeling bad for them. I was like, no, we can stop if you want, and they're like, no, finish this.
At that point, they're just like, no, we're just gonna have to stick it through.
I mean, also the theme is very interesting. So, I mean, it's an adventure. So, I mean, it's definitely going to keep you like interested from beginning to end. So, I mean, that always helps. And I think thank you, because the reading isn't as extensive as some of the other games that we play, because they're like just like novels, but yours is actually, you know, keeping us involved. And
yeah, I mean, it feels more like you know, you're diving yourself into like a real life situation where you're you know, in different like locations at one point, and discovering new items you know, throughout the game, which is very exciting.
Yeah.
So besides, you know, I know Michelle's really good at graphics, and Yacine is just like the model face of the company. Yeah, Michelle's always like putting him in. I'm like, why am I only seeing Yacine?
There you go. There you go.
What other like hidden you know, talents did you guys discover that you had during this production? Like, did you realize that you're really good at making these
Michelle discovered the talent for setting up eBay alerts for wax seals. That's for sure.
And as of right now, I'm not using any vintage wax seals, but I must say that in creating all these, I researched wax seals and I got addicted to vintage wax seals. So now, like, I've started a collection of wax seals because they're so amazing. Like, the meanings behind them is just so cool. And like the Victorian era is filled with these custom wax seals people would have made.
Yeah.
Even like certain waxes have certain wax colors have certain meanings, and like, oh look, there's a cat.
Oh, yeah. You guys got photo bombs.
Oh man, you decided you needed to be part of it.
I don't know what to do in editing and post with adding. That's perfect.
Yeah, and I did a little more Photoshop than I've done in years, which is a funny story because I'm a software engineer by trade, but I did a little graphic design in college. And Michelle taught graphic design at the high school for 10 years. So, but when she was first hired at the high school, so we were both young, just starting our careers, and she got a call from the high school. The principal was like, you know, we'd like to have you for the graphic design class. And she hangs up the phone after saying yes to the job, and she's like, great, now you can teach me Photoshop. And now she's 100 times better than me, of course.
Like, you know, I'm not going to go back to work for you. All right, we're taking a slight little break to tell our audience to type in the secret phrase, "Start my adventure." And they're generously giving away a copy of their Captain Maddox treasure.
Yeah, so you guys need to type that in now, so you can be automatically entered into the raffle, and we'll announce the winner in the next episode. There you go. Thank you. So see, he's perfect at modeling the package. Love it.
Wow.
So make sure you type the secret word that's posted on the screen, "Start my adventure," and we will definitely...
We'll also like continue this until before the next
we will take in any submissions up until the next episode.
In case they missed the video. Okay, so back to question number 5. Are you guys currently operating with just the two of you, or what is, like, you know, the plan in the future? Because it is going to be a bigger picture if, you know, continues on.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So right now it's the two of us, but we do hire a lot of artists to work on the more extensive designs in the game. And after each game, we write a little article about everybody that we work with. For example, for Mad Dog's Lost Treasure, we worked with a tattoo artist for one of the art pieces that, you know, we could not do ourselves. So, so we write about that process on our blog. We worked with a professional layout designer for magazines, which
what do you find, like, in terms of challenging obstacles, just working with the people that are kind of remotely right now? Is there something that you know, like, would you rather be working physically with them at a certain, like, location, or is this like remote working pretty good online when you're designing?
I think given the fact that we're in Hawaii, we're kind of used to this. So we usually hire out, even for previous projects that we've done. So we're used to it. The hardest thing is finding someone that fits exactly what you want. For example, I can show you, we had this calligraphy done. However, there's so many calligraphers out there that do really pretty calligraphy, and we needed someone to do something that wasn't as perfect. We wanted it to be written by a pirate, and so we had to tell our calligrapher to tune it back to make it imperfect, which is challenging.
Right.
If you want like ugly handwriting, you totally should have asked me.
But
Yeah, but they still need to be able to read it, though. I mean, it's still help to play the game.
Well, we'll get a sample in case we need it for the future.
Yeah, don't ask me. Mine always comes out like graffiti. So
Nice. We'll keep that in mind too. But we also, in all of our games, I don't know if you remember, but we also provide little translations of the handwriting because people aren't good at reading script anymore. So we provide little helpful hints in case you can't read what it says.
I expected that to be like a feature for like 1 out of 10 people, but it sounds like more than half of our players do not, cannot or do not want to read cursive. So it turns out to be a popular one.
Right.
Yeah.
So after going through all this and learning all this tricks and whatnot, are there things that you want to change about the game from when you first started it? Obviously, you would save a lot more time if you know what to do now. But anything that sticks out that you're like, oh man, I should have done that differently.
Yeah, the aging of the paper is not fun. It takes a long time. We hand age every single pirate map. Every love letter that comes in for the very first adventure, and it's great. Like it has that tactile feel, but it's hot. You're in an oven baking paper, and it takes a while.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I would change it. Maybe I just find someone to do it for me.
It's like, I don't know.
Anything else?
Fun.
Yeah, I think doing adventures that are time specific and that have to work is a very challenging theme. I don't know if we can do anything about that, but I'm looking forward to a modern day adventure.
Oh yeah, so what he means is like every single adventure so far has gone back in time. Really care about the little details. So we did a ton of research on pirates and pirate ships and shipwrecks and all of that, which you don't even get to see in the game, but it's there.
Dates work.
The dates work.
For the mysterious map heist, we bought the rights to an actual map of France, so we could include a time-appropriate map in the game. So little things like that, it's a lot more work.
Yeah, I think stuff that has more history needs more accuracy. I mean, because people might try to call you on it or.
But I mean, I think that's what makes your game feel real. Like, if you didn't do all that research, there are certain things that would, like when we were proofreading for some games, it's just like, hey, why is that word in there? Like, it shouldn't happen. But most of, the stuff that we played of your game, like, we know that it's correlated to, like, an event. Like, inside of my head, I'm already thinking, like, okay, that's related to that event. Perhaps it even happened. I don't know. Like, that's what the feel we get from that game. So
Yeah.
And then I know you mentioned about the new things that you were going to have that are coming up, which is dividing the stories to be shorter and into 3 adventures. Any other new ideas or that are coming up soon for the society?
Sorry,
Cat is going crazy right now.
Yes, attention. What they need.
We have our second adventure that's coming out soon.
When do we expect that?
It starts shipping in about 2 weeks.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
Okay. We can do time too.
Is it available for pre-order now?
So, yes. So everybody who's ordered, it's a subscription, right? So when you order, you get the first adventure right away, and then 3 weeks later, you get the second adventure. If you choose the monthly, then you'll get 1 episode every month, and the second adventure would start on episode 4. So, 3 months after you order.
So let's say like a person joined now and they didn't get the first one. Do they need to know what the first one's about in order to play the second one?
You don't need to,
Well, but we actually start everyone on the first
but
one.
yes.
And so we have like an overarching story. So every adventure is a standalone, but in 1 year with 4 adventures, there's a little more to the story. So we start them off with the first adventure of Captain Maddox. And 3 months later, they'll get the next one.
Oh, I see. So it basically just pushes back to where the starting point is, but everybody will still get to play the entire series.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's
It's
good.
a little more logistics on our end, but we think it's more enjoyable.
And it also allows us to kind of teach people how to play our games. So Captain Maddox, you might kind of learn the mechanisms, learn that you're going to do certain things and how to trust us maybe.
Right.
And then the next game is a little more difficult than Captain Maddox. So we kind of teach you, get you to learn what we do, and then we can up the difficulty with the games.
So option-wise for joining, what do we have? You have monthly and a yearly, right?
We actually have 3 options now. So you have monthly, which means the game that you received, you got it all in one package. So monthly, you actually get 1 of 3 portions every month. And then you have quarterly. So that means you get the entire adventure once every 3 months. And then yearly, it's the same thing as quarterly, but it's a little less. It's a little discount on the price.
And if you do buy quarterly or yearly, we keep people engaged. You get little bonus mailings every month. So this one was the bonus mailing number 1. This just went out in the mail for our first subscribers. So this one is a skill building postcard where it's a little puzzle, but you also learn how to work some specific type of cipher.
I mean, their bonus mailings, we tried it. I mean, it still is a good 1 hour play. Like,
Yeah.
It's a good hour. Yeah. So it's not like something that's quick. You still have to.
Yeah, like you're
going
keeping
through
us
our game.
active with
So.
the games every Curiosities. It's not like once you play, they're still going to keep sending you stuff to
Yeah.
keep you occupied.
Curious.
And then here's the sneak peek of the posy ring and the chat book.
Here's one piece.
Ooh, okay.
What else?
So this one, it's a piece where we took 2 different pieces of artwork, combined them, and then had a professional artist add some elements to it. So there's a lot that goes into, and it's going to be on a 12-inch by 12-inch poster. And then,
And we got some other.
Wow.
Okay, so that changes the genre partway through.
and
That's
then,
enough, right?
then we have some physical items also in the game. We have some jewelry,
Ah.
Wow.
and
Nice.
yeah.
So that's part 2, right? The one that's coming out.
Yeah, adventure number 2 ships 3 months after you subscribe.
Wow. Okay. So you're thinking of for the entire year 4. Kind of.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so just curious, was there any like production hiccups or any horror stories along the way that kind of like not set you back, but it was like a challenge or an obstacle? Like I know you mentioned something about the aging of the paper, but was there anything where you sent out and it was like, oh my god, I need to like get it back or fix it or something?
We had one big one. So it was the envelope. So we tested everything, like the whole game, everything's flowing well. What we didn't test was the strength of the envelope when there's this heavy duty, it's a like, you can kind of see it. Ooh.
Yeah.
It's like this hefty pirate coin. So when you put this coin in the envelope, they fall out. They actually break open the seal and come out.
Wow.
Yes. So
So we had maybe 2.
Also adds to your shipping costs, right?
It does. It does. There's actually like, you can it be auto canceled or not? Is it a parcel? Is it an envelope? It's crazy. Actually, one funny story is we learned that it depends on what post office you go to. We've seen quotes from like $1 to $5 depending on the post office for the exact same package.
Same service too? Like
Service.
wow.
They're not getting hurt. Go check on Beautiful before
Yeah.
you decide.
we also had
Oh yeah.
sometimes we order things from China, including these beautiful little velvet bags for the coin. But these ones took months to arrive. So every couple of weeks, we had to like ship a rush order from Amazon of a small quantity, and we waited and waited, and we finally got them like 3 months after the game launched.
Already done. It's shipped already.
That's probably definitely COVID related.
Yeah.
All right, so we are going to.
Well, before we continue, let's give
our secret word again.
Yeah, so just so we get more people to, in case they missed the beginning.
Okay.
Yes.
Our secret phrase to enter the raffle is "Start My Adventure," and if you type that in, we will be, they will be giving away a copy of the Captain Last Treasure game.
Yeah.
So
all right. So here's a segment that we've incorporated into our game. It's called
our new segment called Eat or Drink.
Take a drink.
We have a humongous whiskey bottle.
Nice.
I mean, it's
How long is
hopefully.
Some people are dreading this portion of the game, and some people actually love it. Our last guest, he was like, "Yeah, I'm ready to go." So,
I'm pretty sure
here's how we're gonna do this. We have 5 questions for our guests about their own games, or their products, or their company. And if they get it right, I will take a sip of this glass.
Yeah. What's your drink on that end?
We're having a dark and stormy, which is our theme drink for Maddox's Lost Treasure.
So we're just gonna make it now.
Oh, okay.
It's got I made ginger syrup this morning, so it's really simple. Just club soda, ginger syrup, and top it off with.
We're gonna ask you for that recipe.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, and we have the recipe on the game. So when you go to the game, there's a link to the recipe because it's this is actually. The story of this drink is it's based off of like a stormy night at sea, and like somewhere in the Caribbean where they came up with the recipe. So it kind of fit with the pirate story, and it's easy to make.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
He's like ready.
And it comes in
the one thing we failed to mention is that you will be timed.
Oh.
For each question, the timer will show up on the screen. And all right, that's good. And then once I tell you the question, then we'll start a timer. All right, you ready?
I'm just gonna start drinking.
Okay, are you ready? Is your thing on the timer?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, so the first question is, what is the Grandmaster's name?
Eldora Pennywise.
Oh,
You guys gotta drink.
Cheers.
you are. I'm just starting you, a little bit warm up there. Is that good?
Ooh.
No?
Yeah, this is a fun fact, but this was actually a birthday gift to me a couple years ago that I haven't opened yet. And I was like, you know what? Let's open this because it's starting to look really good to me. So.
All right. Second question.
Yeah.
What's the character's name that we had to contact in the field?
We have 2 characters you have to contact.
So one is Alphonse Perry, and the other one is Captain Steiner.
Oh, okay. We only actually needed one. So
yeah.
we're gonna have to bring 2 for this one. They gave an extra answer.
I'm not playing with you guys anymore.
We're kind of cheating because you've only played 2 of our games. So if you come back a year from now, it's gonna get a lot harder.
I got you.
Okay, this one, perhaps a little more
Well, let
challenging.
me ask this one then.
Okay.
Before I won't be able to read anymore. How many leaves? How many leaves are on the pine trees on the map?
Wow!
Well, we have a map. Hurry! 7 seconds. I can't even find a pine tree. We're just gonna drink.
All right, I'll pay that.
Wow, sneaky. I was like, I know my games in and out.
11 leaves.
All right.
Good to know. Combined.
Yeah, we have some fairly easy ones in here and some that is going to throw you a curveball. So.
Yeah.
It's not a really quick drink, by the way.
Yes, you did. But it's okay. It's wait, no, it's 9 a.m.
9 a.m. in the morning. It's okay. Usually when I drink. Okay, 4th question. What month is the magazine issue? And what is the word on that article? The last word.
Ah!
All right.
November.
April.
Hey.
And the last word on the whole article is
Oh, you look like you were gonna say it. We'll let you think about it for 2 seconds. Go ahead.
He's gonna look bad.
Oh, what?
flag.
He's cheating.
No, sorry.
Because more with the exclamation mark.
So this
more
one-
drinking.
No, this one we'll both drink because you got one right, and then he
Okay.
got one wrong. All right.
Sure.
So,
All right. Wow.
Okay,
All right.
final question.
Wait.
No cheating.
you know, cheating. Keep eyes on the camera.
Okay.
Wait. We're giving you 10 seconds for this one, and
Okay. So on your Go coin, what are the two symbols to the right of the triangle?
Oh, wow.
To the right of the triangle.
Yeah.
No. No clue.
Give up.
I don't even know what the letter of the triangle is.
All right. Okay, so to the right of the triangle is the star and the water wave one.
Nope, would not have guessed that. But I do like your wave.
You got us.
We have a bonus question.
Bonus question.
Uh-oh.
It's really easy, mainly because we want to end the show with drinking with you.
Yeah.
You want to ask a bonus question?
All right, so I'm going to read this question backward. No, all right, your bonus question is, what year is the Society of Curiosities really established in?
Ooh.
I know this one. Do you?
Really established? Okay, you can answer. The time's ticking down.
1899.
Damn it!
All right, great job.
Cheers.
Give it up for Society of Curiosities.
Great.
Great job.
You.
Awesome.
I feel like he was alluding to the fact that there might be a story about the true beginnings of society.
yeah.
Like maybe.
I'm very curious to the year too.
Yeah, where did that come from?
We wanted to give a Victorian feel to the people who manage. So Aldora, you can get a vibe from her reading, but we may have some more interactions with her in the future. And
it's also like right before that golden age of adventure, you know, like the 1920s. So they kind of got started as they got rolling into like, you know, we did a lot of research on adventurers clubhouses. Like there were adventure societies. So we kind of wanted to put them smack dab in the middle for their heyday was to be in that time frame.
Right.
Oh, okay. So it's not really like a society that's somewhere and that you guys are kind of
Not yet.
initiating.
We created this one, but we definitely researched a lot of other societies, and there's actually a kind of cool tie-in in our second game. If you find the picture that was given, it's not part of a puzzle, but the picture is actually of someone who was truly in another secret society in London, who we believe could have been tied into this other portion of the game. So
Nice.
it's kind of fun.
Right.
I love it. Those
Wow.
like little Easter eggs or like the finds are the best so that you can.
Yeah, especially for gamers because they'll go back and they'll start depicting.
And we do the walkthroughs at the end of the game where you get kind of the whole playthrough that what you did. So we'll probably include that in the walkthrough as a fun fact.
Okay.
Oh, it's so excited.
Yeah.
All right, so today we learned a lot about the Society of Curiosities. We're very excited to have you guys on the show. Thank you so
Definitely,
much for playing the drinking game with us. I think now we need to go take a nap. Well, he needs to.
I need to eat something now.
Yeah, because he just chugged the beer before the show.
Well, yeah, thank you so much for joining us for episode 4. Obviously, we know Yacine and Michelle from meeting them in person in Kauai and also playing games with them. They're great people to play escape room games online with, but also to learn more about your company, Society of Curiosities, and what's in the near future for you, because you guys are starting something great and it sounds like there's a lot of potential moving forward.
Yeah, really looking forward to the society being bigger and more secretive.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I like it.
that should be our slogan.
Well, we'll see you soon. Obviously, online to play a game soon.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
3 hits left for me to choose. 2 hints left for me to use. 1 hint left for me to move. Time is running out, gotta figure something out. 3 hints left for me to choose. 2 hints left for me to use. 1 hint left for me to move. Time is running out, gotta figure something out.